What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. So, I just finished personalized fitness consultations. If you saw last week, I said I was doing these consultations and I was only taking five. So, today I did my first two with two amazing ladies. And I wanted to come on here and share common takeaways, common themes, common questions from the two consultations because I feel like these are frequently asked questions in the fitness community, and I think everybody could benefit. So the first thing was the fact that there is no specific or required amount of time or days per week that you need to work out. So many people say, "Hey, I want to lose belly fat. I want to tone up. I want to build muscle. How often should I work out?" And yes, obviously there are exercise guidelines provided by the CDC and different organizations for overall health. But let's be real. We're in 2023, about to be 2024. It is hard out here. A lot of people do not have a lot of time. So with that being said, everyone should be doing some sort of exercise, but everybody's time availability is going to be different. So, my answer to anybody who asked the question of how many days do I need to work out, I always come back with how many days do you want to work out? How many days can you work out? And based off of that, we can figure out how many days you can actually be consistent and then start to put together a program based on that because it really just comes down to having a program that you enjoy, having a program that is effective and in alignment with your goals. So once you have that, you can really get results on any type of program as long as it's programmed efficiently, as long as you have the right exercises, and as long as you are training with the right intensity. So don't feel like you have to work out 5 days a week and you really deep down inside know that you can only work out 2 days. Um, just make sure that you have the amount of days that you can realistically do and then go from there. That's the biggest tip that I think people tend to overlook, and they try to train amount of times or train with the frequency that they can't be consistent with, and they just fall off, and then they don't make any progress, and they just end up back in square one. So do what you can do, not what you would do in a perfect world. Do what you can do now with what you have, and then build from there. And then next thing that was a common thing and came up on both of the consultations. So a lot of people are working out and getting movement in, which is great. Everybody benefits from exercise, but when you have a very specific goal, you are going to need to do specific things to get there. So um, the women that I got on the call with, is not that they're not exercising and need to start. I don't typically attract those kind of people, but it's more so like, hey, I'm working out and I don't really know exactly what I need to be doing to get to where I want to be. So, yes, you should be exercising, but if you have a specific goal, you really have to acknowledge that you have to do certain things in order to get there. For example, if you wanted to run a marathon, you can't just mindlessly go out and run a mile here and there. Like, you have to have a strategic and specific plan in order to be able to perform that marathon. And the same thing happens when you want to achieve a certain body type, when you want to get stronger on certain lifts. Like, you have to have certain programs. You're not just going to wake up one day and just reach your goal. That's not how this works. So, having a right program and knowing the exact things to do is exactly what most people need when they have a specific goal. So, I'm talking about the person that is beyond the point of just wanting to move more. Like, they want more specific training and want to achieve a very specific goal. So, that was a common thing. And with these consultations, we dive deep into what they were doing in the past, how many days a week they can work out, what exercise equipment they have available to them, and then at the end, I have enough information to create them a plan to get started with, and they'll get their plans. this weekend. So now that we're done with the consultation, they'll be able to continue working out, but work out with more intention and get to their goal a lot faster. And that's what people are missing. They're missing the specificity of training, and that's what Lifting for Women provides. Next thing, many people are doing YouTube workouts, and I say YouTube, but I really mean social media in general. So scrolling on YouTube and typing in like whatever you're going to type in, you're going to get very random, generic exercises, and typically performed in like a group setting. And the goal for these exercises or workouts is to increase your heart rate, burn a lot of calories, make you feel like you're doing something meaningful, which it is meaningful from the standpoint of getting more exercise in, because everybody would benefit from more movement. But like I said, when you have a very specific goal, you need a specific plan. And doing random exercises from the internet is not going to get you to where you want to be. And this is what both of the women that I was on a consultation with were doing. And not that it's a bad thing, but you have to look at it from the standpoint of what outcome do you want? Do you just want to get more movement in, or do you actually want to get stronger? Do you actually want to see your muscles pop? These are all the things that you really have to take into consideration, and then form a plan based on that. So there's nothing wrong with doing YouTube videos, but for the ladies that want to achieve a certain body type, get strong on certain lifts, you're going to need a specific plan, not just the random shit you see on social media. And then also, last thing, because I'll talk forever. We were talking about how it's a blessing and a curse to have access to all the information we have access to on social media, because, and this came about because one of the ladies that I was on a consultation with was saying that she went to the gym on Saturday, and everybody had tripods out, and they would act like they were going really hard for like the 30 seconds they were recording, and then like they'll just be fooling around after. And it was just funny that she brought that up, but that made us get to the topic of how it's a blessing and a curse that we have all this information at our hands, because a lot of times this information is not that it's not that it's necessarily wrong, but it can be very conflicting depending on the lens you're viewing it through and what your goal is. So I'm saying all this to say, if you're on social media and you're looking for workout advice and workout tips, you really have to be cognizant with who you're learning from. Make sure that they actually know what they're talking about, actually know that they actually know their stuff, actually are qualified, because there's a lot of people who are in good shape aesthetically and don't really know exactly what they're talking about, and they're just teaching methods that may have worked for them but don't necessarily work for a mass number of people. And then also you have to view these things with some type of discernment, because there are certain exercises that one may be able to do or one may not be able to do based on certain medical history, based on certain injuries you may have. And if you see somebody saying that you need to do certain exercises to reach a certain goal, and you're not fully capable of doing that, you may think that you're not able to achieve that goal. So I say all that to say, make sure that you're taking advice from the right people, and make sure that you're not just seeing some shit on social media and running with it. It's best to get advice from somebody that is qualified, yes, but also get advice that applies to your specific situation. And also, I do want to add on to this, because I got a couple questions in my DM about my squat and lunges post. I posted that avoiding squats and lunges is not the solution for knee pain. And this ties into having access to all of this information on social media, because if you have knee pain, you may see that people post, oh, you shouldn't squat if you have knee pain, or you shouldn't do XYZ if you have knee pain. You should avoid these movements. And none of that is necessarily true. I think the only way for you to truly have to avoid squats and lunges for the rest of your life is if you exhausted all of your options and you have tried every single modification out there and you literally cannot perform it. But I have not met someone who is at that point. As a physical therapist, I work with tons and tons of people that are either um, post-op total knee replacement or had meniscus surgery, whether it's just trimming the meniscus out or getting it repaired. People who are told that their x-ray images show that it's bone on bone, and there are ways that they can still squat and they can still lunge. It just takes very, very structured movement assessment and tweaking of form. So if you're somebody who has knee pain, stop following stuff on social media, get a movement assessment from somebody that can actually help you, and then go from there. And don't think that you can't squat or can't lunge until you exhaust all of your options. And I think most people who are saying that they have bad knees and can't do certain things, they haven't even exhausted most of their options yet for them to even feel that way. So if you're somebody who has knee pain and you want to get back to squatting, get back to lunging, and just get back to training and not having to avoid certain activities, message me and we'll set up a call for us to do a movement assessment and get you on a customized plan, because there is no reason why you can't be squatting or lunging. Most people can do that. They just need the right modifications. So with that being said, I'm gonna hop off and eat some dinner because it's getting late. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.